So as I mentioned, that when you have huge participation from youngsters, especially in the form of new MTT chapters, I mean, almost 50 new chapters have come up in Region 10 over last 8 to 10 months. So sometime we need to groom them, need to motivate them, encourage them, and make them aware of what are the different kind of opportunities that the society is offering them. And also sometime, mold them in a proper way so that they can work in a smooth fashion with the local OUs, mainly the sections and the other organizational units. So this is the whole purpose of this particular meeting. Coming back to my role of welcome address, I welcome Dr. GOUTAM CHATTOPADHYAY, MGA chair, who is present over here. Thank you very much, Dr. CHATTOPADHYAY. I welcome our volunteer, the coordinator, Ms. Kim, in the event. It's very early hours for both of them in spite of a lot of other constraints, and I know they are going to travel to other parts of the globe today. In spite of that, they are here. My most sincere thanks to both of them. Professor NUNO was scheduled to be here, but there was some last moment change in his travel, and he is now traveling to train to Lisbon, from where he will be flying. So he has apologized, but he has sent a video which will be displayed by our volunteers at later stage. So most importantly, I welcome all the enthusiasm participants, young professionals, women in microwave leaders, the new team. I'm not going to name the team, but new team members, youngsters like CHINMOY and others, our inter-society, friend, colleague, mentor, I can say, Professor Jawad Siddiqui, and all of you, all of my fellow chapter officers, youngsters, everybody. So, I don't want to make it too much of formal. So I welcome all of you in this meeting, in this forum, and I hope we'll have a very good session and have fruitful interaction and try to give you, a lot of inputs, impetus for your guidance, for your leadership, for your technical growth, for your career opportunities, because MTT society is one of the societies which is very generic, very broad. A lot of initiatives are there. Professor Siddiqui present from the APS side, and I believe there are other leaders from the other society. I invited our EMBS officer, Professor Manoj, also to be here, because these three societies are very much interlinked. So many times you can do a lot of events which will be inter-society events. You need not only focus only, even the MTT is very broad, sometimes it is very much connected because of the technical regime and so on, to have, joint events with the AP society, GRSS society, and then other societies like EMBS society and so on. And the live example of the two societies joining hands together is, MAPCON, which is Microwave and Antenna Propagation Conference, one of the largest conference, which is kick-started last year in Bangalore. Our friend Puneet and Dr. Minal was the first organizing chairs, So I hope I have given a, broad input about the aim and the purpose of this particular meeting. Once again, on behalf of the MTT-S Region 10 and on my personal behalf, I welcome all of you. And this event is for you, the youngster, the young leaders. So I hope you will benefit, you'll get the benefits and harvest all the possible, exposures. You'll get to know about the happenings of the societies, opportunities in the society, and it would be a really fruitful events for all of you. And also we'll be able to give you some guidelines, because sometimes you are new to the field, so you might need some kind of guidance. So we'll probably try to cater to those things also. So thank you very much. With this, I conclude my welcome address, and I would request our MGA chair, Dr. GOUTAM CHATTOPADHYAY. He is connecting from Los Angeles. As you know, it's very early hour there, and as I said, he has a flight to be to catch after some time. So without taking any further time, I request Dr. GOUTAM CHATTOPADHYAY to deliver his speech. Over to you, Dr. CHATTOPADHYAY.
And good evening, good morning, good afternoon to all of you. I am beyond thrilled, to be honest, seeing 96 participants as of now for this kind of event. This is unheard of. So I want to thank CHINMOY to actually together such a, such an event where we are here to discuss, we are here to talk to each other. There is no speech from my side. I just want to, tell you how thrilled I am that we are talking to each other here. And you are all the young leaders, and we have unprecedented growth in across the globe for MTTS, but in particular in the area in India as well as in Region 10. So, and that has happened because of the enthusiasm and the volunteer spirit of the students, particularly the students and young professionals that we are seeing. I met many of you in person in recent months. Actually, I have traveled a few times for this purpose. And I'm really looking forward to meet most of you at MapCon that will be happening around the end of the year in December in Ahmedabad, India. So I hope that all of you will be able to come over there so that we can actually meet in person, and we'll have a chapter chairs meeting there so that we can talk. So I just want to, talk briefly about a few things that it might be of interest to you. One of the program that we have started recently is called Student Ambassador Program. The main aim of the student ambassadors is that, when you go and talk to people, particularly young professionals, students, old people like me, and going and talking to them, they don't want to listen to us. I can understand, that we are not the ChatGPT generation. We are from the, older generation. So instead, when you as a volunteer, you as an ambassador, the young students, young professionals as ambassador, going and talking to your peers, that has, much more effect on others. And that's why we started this program, so that, we have identified student ambassadors across the globe, and particularly in the different parts of India, so that you can go and to identify some areas, coordinate with the regional coordinator, coordinate with the chapters, local chapters, and identify some places, go and talk to the students. Tell them what are the benefits of why did you join MTTS. You all know, because that allows you to actually organize events, to talk to people in your area of expertise, and you can ask for advice. You can actually get a lot of your career path. Many times students, when I was also student, I actually did not have this opportunity. I wish I had this opportunity of talking to people who are the experts in their area, so that we could get some advice, what kind of career that we can pursue. So those things are available to you through this forum, and that's why we started the Student Ambassador Program. Here we will be supporting your local transportation, local expenses. So you can. So my suggestion will be that you all band together and talk to your chapter chairs, talk to your chapter other members, and also coordinate with the regional coordinator, identify areas and travel there. Go and talk to them. That's all you'll have to do. So what we did, we came and talked to you, and that's why you are here. So this one-to-one talk, we know during the pandemic we missed that, but this one-to-one interaction, this one-to-one talking makes a huge difference. Whether they become MTTS member or not, that's fine. If they become, great, but that is not our main aim. Our aim is to spread the word of what we are doing. What are the opportunities that we provide. So that is the main area. So I hope that you will take advantage of that, and let's spread the word of what we are doing. What at the end of the day, what we are doing is we are actually telling people how technology can help our humanity. That's all we are trying to do. That the technology that we are developing under the umbrella of MTT, AP, and other societies, our main aim, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You can develop the best technology in the world, but if it does not come to the help of the people, then it does not have much meaning. So that is our main aim, main goal. So that's what you are, the ambassador of MTTS. You all are. And so what you represent is the best in the world, because the youth and enthusiasm and volunteerism, when these three things come together, there is nothing better you can do whatever you want. So that is the amazing thing. So another point I want to make is that I am seeing here, I know many of you, there are so many women, young women, professionals and volunteers and students, they have joined right now around 92, among 90, over 100 participants. So WIM, Women in Microwave, is also an organization under MGA at MTT that we support. And what we did last year, actually, as MGA chair, I increased the funding of WIM by 100% because we thought that we were not really supporting enough financially. And our budget for next year is coming up now. I will be putting in the budget together, and I plan to increase that budget again by almost 100%. Let's see how it goes, because what we want to do is that if you can actually band together the young women, in microwave, you can band together and start events within region 10, women in microwave events. Just, get together, when you talk to your colleagues, your peers, because we know that we actually have lot, unfortunately, there are a lot of barriers across the society, unfortunately, not only in technical areas, there are a lot of barriers for women. So our role, uh, for all of your role, is to make sure, is not that women are asking for special treatment. What they are asking for is equal treatment. So our role is to make sure that we remove the barriers that actually prevent many more women to come to these areas, and so that they can thrive. That's all. Make the playing field equal so that everyone can thrive. That is only thing that we can ask for. That's what we are asking for. And if you band together, and that is always power in numbers. So if you band together, and we are going to support you, we are here to support you, whichever support, whichever way we can, financial or otherwise, we are here, we'll do that. So please try to, the way we are doing it now, we also should do a women in microwaves kind of event in India. The third thing that I want to touch on is that we had some experience recently, and we should be a little bit careful about that our interaction with section, how we interact, because how this operation of the IEEE works is that as a chapter, you are entitled to get some funds from our society as well as from the section, because section gets a lot of money based on the number of members you have in our society. They get money, and also some part of that funds they actually give back to the chapter. So you should be aware of that, and you should demand that. Some of the section, they do not give that money, they just hold on to it unless and until you ask for it. So you should be aware of that, cognizant of that, and get your fair share so that you can organize events. However, when you are organizing event, let's say you get some $500 or some amount from the society to organize a workshop. And when you do that, please make sure that you keep all proper receipts of all the expenses that you do. And some cases you have a little bit of big amount of purchase or some expense. In India, in particular, nowadays something called GST. So you make sure that the vendor that you are actually getting services from has the GST number on them, because some of you in this call will know very well that in one particular section had put a lot of roadblocks for the reimbursement of the expenses. And it escalated all the way to the MTT-S president. And they were really giving, some of them was, I don't know how, I have to be careful about what kind of word I use, but it was very upsetting, to be honest, that kind of treatment, kind of, harassment in a way that they were doing to our chapter chair and the, faculty advisor. It was very unfortunate. And they were asking for some of the stuff that some of them were legitimate. So we were in a kind of difficult position. So I want to bring that up to you, because be careful, involve your section, because when we send fund actually transfers through most often to the section. And because when you ask for the funds, we send it. And Kim is amazing volunteer, amongst all of us. She does all the paperwork, immediately transfer the fund, and it goes to IEEE Bangalore section, because that is in India. So that is the main financial hub. And from there, it goes to your section. And then it, goes to you. And so it's, in case the section is, and section of the chapter, sometimes they don't get along well. In that case, it creates problems. So my request to you is to make sure you don't give any opportunity to the section to create any trouble for you. So we are here to support you. Actually, we did. Myself, Chinmoy, and we all stepped in, and that problem has been resolved. That particular problem, that it left a bitter taste in our mouth, because it can happen sometimes that section and chapters are not always aligned with each other. So with that, actually, I don't want to take any more of your time. So we are again, I will just conclude saying we are again here to support you. Our role is not to dictate what you should do. You are all free to do within the rules and regulations of MTT society, and you are free to organize events, and spread the word. This is we have to, this is unprecedented, to be honest, what is happening, in region 10. No one has seen this kind of, explosion of volunteerism amongst undergraduate students. So this, I am so happy. And I will end with one more thing, that you should know two people very intimately. They are your MGA coordinator, Kim, and Chinmoy, our regional coordinator. Those two are your best friends, to be honest, because they are so helpful. If whenever I have something, I just go to them and they are prompt. Immediately they will respond. So get to know them, and I wish you all the best. We want to meet again in near future. I hope at that time we will have more than 150 participants with that goal. And thank you again for joining in.
Thank you very much, Dr. Gautam. I hope I am audible. I am little tensed about my audio. I am using two devices basically now. Yeah. So you made all the points. Most importantly, you mentioned about the explosion that has happened in the region 10. And because of that, we have seen a huge response in our digital affair team. We wanted to distribute some of the work to our young minds and young students. And to my surprise, the number of volunteers who came forward to take some kind of role and activities was more than 50. So which is like a full chapter members, or sometimes bigger than that. So but we won't discourage their enthusiasm. So we have kind of made a decision, and I'll announce that team towards the end of the meeting when I make a formal presentation. So thank you, Dr. Gautam Chattopadhyay, for nicely mentioning all the points, especially for the benefits of youngs, and the points that the student branch chapter should be careful while dealing with the local sections in some cases, so for their knowledge, etc. Thank you very much. So now I would request our MTT-S coordinator, Ms. Kim EILERT, to enlighten the audience. She is really instrumental. Sometimes I get reply from her before I send the email. So it is a lightning speed with which we get the response always from her. And I don't know how she manages the work, because she has to respond to so many chapters, not only region 10 and all, but she is very meticulous. She remembers the data and always gets back to it. So I mean, I know she has a very busy day and she has to travel somewhere, she mentioned, so I won't take much time. I request Ms. Kim EILERT to say a few words, and you may also present the slides that you want to. Thank you. Over to you, Kim.
Thank you very much for the kind introduction, Dr. Saha. So I am delighted to be here with you. I was looking through the names as Dr. Gautam was talking, and I recognize most of your names, not all of you. I hope if we haven't met, you reach out and meet you. As the MGA coordinator, I see your activities, your workshop descriptions, and so on, and it is very exciting to see the fantastic quality of ideas that come out of Region 10 for workshops. I love all of our regions, but I have to say my favorite for the workshops is Region 10, because the creative ideas, the valuable meetings that you hold for our members, the quality is very high. So I would like to congratulate you on that. It has been a pleasure interacting with you over the years. A tiny bit of background. My name is Kim EILERT. I am actually an RF engineer, not a MGA volunteer, although sometimes it feels like that is a part-time job too. I work for a defense contractor in the United States currently. I have about 2 decades of experience in filter design, and at the moment I'm a principal investigator for projects, which means that I lead the research efforts for them. I got involved with MTT as an adult. I didn't actually even know about it as a student. So I'm kind of sad, like Gautam mentioned, to have missed out on so many of the events that I see going on in the world now. But I was attending a conference, and a volunteer with MTT came up to me and chatted with me a bit. And the next year I met him at the conference again, and he asked me if I would be interested in volunteering. So I started off just doing a few tasks, and then I got asked to join some other people's committees and then other people's committees. So I help with the operations committee, the inter-society committee, the young professionals, the women in microwaves, of course, and a couple other odd jobs here and there. So I would say if you are bored, or if you are not bored, we would love more volunteers. If you particular job you have in mind, or you're just looking for a general position, we would love to hear from you. So I have just 2 slides. I wanted to tell you a little bit about what the Society has been doing, and then show you the benefits that you can get as a chapter officer to make sure that you're taking full advantage of all of the benefits available to you. So today in MTT-S, there are over 226 chapters, and 98 of those are currently in Region 10, which is just great. The growth in this region has been phenomenal over the past few years. It seems, particularly from the young people, there's a lot of interest in ideas and people who want to get together and have discussions together, have a community together, which is lovely. So far during the year 2023, we have funded 57 chapters. If you are part of a chapter and your chapter is in good standing, which means that you've held at least 2 meetings for your members over the previous year, if you were in existence then, if you're a new chapter, that's okay. You don't have to worry about that requirement. And you have at least 6 members, you're eligible to get funding. So not everyone remembers to apply each year. You don't have to, but this is money that you could use to host events, to have food and socializing if you would like. So it's available to you. We've also funded 28 workshops. These are technical programs that people put together. We have seen things like HFSS and ADS demonstrations, additive manufacturing demonstrations, projects going out into areas and demonstrating circuits live with an oscilloscope and things like that. So a lot of very exciting different things you can do. We love to publicize activities on the website. If you're camera shy, that's okay too. You don't have to, but if there is a photo of something your chapter has done that you'd like us to post, please do send it to us. We're happy to get you up on the website. MGA also sponsors affinity groups. These are things like the Young Professionals Group, the Women in Microwaves. There's also for life members, our esteemed senior members do have events they put on, and there's funding available to them. if any of them would like it. And there's also humanitarian outreach sites, which you may have heard about. So MGA sets aside funding to do events for all of these groups. All you have to do is apply. We also have a lovely travel grant program for officers. Once per year, if your chapter is in good standing, your chapter can send one officer to one of the major conferences. So in 2023, that's IMS in San Diego, coming up in 3 weeks. And later in the year, in September, in Berlin, Germany, there will be European Microwave Week. And of course, in December, MapCon, which I'm very excited about and hope to be able to attend for the first time. MGA also processes your chapter contact updates. I think most of you know, but your chapter is on our website. You get a little pin in our map and you're listed in our directory with all of your officers' information. And of course, your emails are hidden for privacy. So just want to make sure you're taking advantage of the benefits available to your chapter. On the left, things your chapter can get. On the right, things your chapter we hope will give back to the MTT Society. So you can get community with the broader MTT-S network. As a chapter, you can ask to hold joint events with neighboring chapters, or if you want to go all the way around the world and have a joint webinar with them too, that's welcome. We've done several distinguished microwave lectures that are shared between two chapters. It's a nice way to meet your neighbors. If you know an MTT member and you're at a conference together, go ahead and ask that person for an introduction to someone you'd like to meet, or an invitation to an event. You can join our LinkedIn group and see updates about publishing or events that are going on in the world from MTT-S members. You can reach out and ask for a speaker recommendation. We have a great speakers bureau of local speakers who would love to come in and talk to people. You can even do this on a personal basis. I have folks reach out to me through MTT-S who I've never met who want to talk about filters. Students who have designed filters projects for their class have occasionally reached out to me, and it's great. I love these conversations. So that's something that you can ask for. It's also something you can give. If you see a new person and you'd like to reach out and connect them, that's really lovely to do too. For technical resources, our probably most popular program, I would say, for the chapters is the Distinguished Microwave Lecture Program. MTT-S pays for eminent speakers to travel around the world to visit individual chapters. Twice per year, you can apply to this program. They will either send a speaker to your chapter or make them available by WebEx. There's also the Speakers Bureau. For Region 10, you can find a variety of people nearby who would be able to travel. We have a resource center where there are lovely technical lectures uploaded on MTT.org. If you're searching for ideas of what to do in a chapter meeting, you could download a video here and watch it. It's completely free as members. There's also an events calendar, which our information committee put together about 2 years ago so that you can see what else is happening and look for webinars that may interest you. Those webinars are also listed on MTT.org. And of course, all members receive the Journal of Microwaves and Microwaves magazine. That's part of your member subscription. If you aren't getting it, please reach out to our Ombuds officer, Ed Mienke. His name is noted here on the bottom right. He can help make sure that your subscription is arriving. And then last, what chapters can get: annual funding. I know you guys like this. So there's scholarships for students. We have scholarships for undergrads that the deadline is typically April, so it's passed for this year, but it'll be open again next year. And then October 15th for graduate student scholarships. There's the chapter funding that I mentioned. That's your pizza money. If you're a joint chapter, for example, the AP Society, there's a lot of great overlap between sister societies. Check if your sister society will match your funding. Some of them do, so you can get funding from both MTT-S and APS, for example. This society funding is separate from the section funding that Dr. GOUTAM mentioned. If you're not getting funding from your section, remember to reach out and ask. They are supposed to provide this funding for you. Sometimes you need to ask because they're not always too good about remembering to pass it down. There's also workshop funding available. That's when you come to us with a technical program and a plan for who will be speaking and when. And if it fits the member need and there's budget left, we're happy to support those. There's affinity group funding and the travel grant program. So I'm going to show you, just in case anybody doesn't know where those are on the website. Go to mtt.org. Under chapters, there's the chapter officer's handbook. That's going to take you to this page. So if you're looking for references on how to run a chapter, there's some guidelines from IEEE. This is just things like, how do I report my officers? How do I structure a meeting? So nobody's trying to run anything for you, just to provide resources for you if you're looking for ideas. So the chapter funding forms are here under the quick access links. So here's, for example, the workshop funding. Here's your officer reporting form. Here's your travel grant form. So good references for you, linked right off the front page of mtt.org. So as a chapter officer, that's what you can get out of MTT. And what you can give back to the members is community, really. These are people who share common professional interests, and they're looking for a place to get together with other people who share those interests. As an officer, you have the added responsibility of hosting events for your members. We see, again, I'm blown away by the very high quality of events we see coming out of Region 10. It's top-notch, very excellent work. You can give connectivity. When you ask for an introduction, that's something we're happy to provide, as any member would. And think about what introductions you might give to a new person who's just joined as well, to help them meet other people. We do ask that you give 5 minutes of your time to do the annual chapter officer contact update. This is linked off of our website, mtt.org. It is separate from the IEEE vTools database. I apologize that you have to fill out both IEEE vTools and the mtt.org contact form, but they're separate databases. There isn't a linkage between the two. Sometimes in the past, people have thought that completing one automatically updates the other, but it does not. So this is important because it makes sure we can email you about these programs, like the chapter funding being open, the travel grant program being open, and so on. So that's why we ask for your email address. Finally, make sure to file those meeting reports. That helps your section. They get extra funding based on the amount of activity in their section area. So that is why they pester you to file meeting reports. It's not because they enjoy reporting. I don't think any of us do. It's because it is tied back to the funding for them. And finally, give your ideas. Is there a program you see that we might want to have for members? Do you want to volunteer? Are you interested in being a speaker? We would very much love to hear from you. Who you can follow up with, of course, Dr. Saha. Dr. Chinmoy Saha is fantastic for your region. He's one of our most active regional coordinators. I am honored to work with him. His enthusiasm and desire to help members is unmatched. Your ombuds officer that you can contact with any questions or concerns is Edney Hinke. He's an amazing gentleman. He's been doing this for several decades. Very nice person. He will ensure your question is answered. And of course, the MGA chair, Dr. GOUTAM, is always available to you. He has worked tirelessly for the past several years to improve the member experience and to make sure everyone is fairly treated. I have really enjoyed working for him on his committee. That is it for me. Please feel free to reach out with any questions.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Scheme EILERT. You made a very excellent overview and talked about the different kind of opportunities, the avenues the students definitely should look into. We want to make this meeting and the show very interesting and interactive. So next we have some video presentation from some chapters. What happened was during MapCon we had a chapter chair meeting, but for that chapter chair meeting we had only 2 hours, and the number of chapters who wanted to present and show their activities are so high that we couldn't accommodate some of the chapters. So we have kept some schedule in today's meeting, especially for the new chapters which are formed in 2023 or the later part of 2022. Our volunteers will play those video, but before that we have Professor Jalil Akhtar, who is the MTT-S ATCOM member, present in the meeting. I know Professor Akhtar has a very busy day, but still since he is here, I would request him to say something, especially maybe from the MapCon 2023 perspective. Professor Akhtar, please.
Chinmoy, maybe we should ask Jalil to keep aside one full day during MapCon for chapter chairs meeting.
Anyway, yeah, thank you, Chinmoy, for inviting me for this occasion. Yeah, so I had some other thing, but anyway, I actually am very happy to see that there are so many chapter officers that to Saturday evening and also in different time zone. So it really means that people are enthusiastic, and also it actually means that the hosts are also very active. So they are trying to make sure that all the chapters and all they don't sleep. So that's really nice, and actually I would say it's very nice initiative because it is as just Dr. Chinmoy mentioned that it's not easy to get so much time. So it's always good to have something online. I'd also like to thank Dr. GOUTAM because who has been wonderful MDA chair for the last people I worked with him, and also his time because I think it's early morning and he is there. It shows his enthusiasm and also his what we call efforts to enhance the whole activities. My friend Jabal also is there, also in different time zone. Thank you for being there. And Kim did wonderful presentation. And yeah, I think it's not it's not easy to be patient, and because every time we have new chapter officers and I am sure they will write different emails, but she is patient enough to reply without any being what we call very annoying. So thanks a lot, Kim, for being supportive and for being considerate towards all the officers and their queries. So as she mentioned that you even if you have 2 activities during the year, you are eligible for the chapter funding. I would like to add to them that we also have what we call chapter awards. So it's not aim for 2. If you have more than 10 or 20, you can actually get the chapter award. Because this time, for example, we only have 12 persons who actually applied for the award. So I would say that you try to be more proactive, try to organize more activities, and apply for the award next year. Because but that way you also there's also this opportunity to interact with many speakers. Because if you are a student especially, and if you want to let's say go for either PhD or postdoc, or even for your job, that's a good opportunity to have interaction. And I have seen, for example, many students who actually did organize the activity. They actually, even from the point of view of activity, their career, they're doing very well. And this I can see from my experience. That's why I would say that please try to be active, and also not only for the to volunteer, but also it helps you in the long run to make, because now the connections are important. So that's actually a very good forum that MTT provides you, and that too you get paid for it. Paid means not sort of voluntary, but paid means sense that you get funding for your activities. But that's a good opportunity. So I would say make use of this. And I again would like to congratulate Dr. Chinmoy SAHA to organize this event. It's sort of a good start, and I'm sure that this is going to be a very good and he told that MapCon this time we will try to organize many activities. Chapter chair, of course, one of the things they give more time, at least half a day, if not full day, at Gautam mentioned. And also we would like to organize many things, like, for example, women in micro activities or even young professional activities. So I would say everyone who are actually, active, so they should try to be active in other activities also, depending upon, their interest. Even site program is also there. So that way they get more chance to, get, they're also involved, and also they get a chance to learn what all things they can do. For example, they also have, there's a provision for funding by site, they don't know. So if you do something which is interesting to society activity, the Jamaat can also work. So this is also a good chance. So I would say, get yourself involved. If you have any doubt, we have very good regional coordinator. You ask Dr. SAHA, or any team always is there. So again, I would say that have a wonderful evening, and thank you very much. Thanks to organize this. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Professor Akhtar. You nicely summarized all the points, activities, and the announcement about the MAPCON. I hope the TPC chairs and the general chairs will work, for our favor. We'll get a much more time that we got in MAPCON 2022, because the site workshop was a full day event. We could do it in a very proper way. We had a huge participation from both APS and MTT-S society. But for chapter chair meeting, it was very, very tight, and accommodating almost 40 chapters in 2 hours, and everybody wants to speak. People have traveled from different corners. They have come with the slides and video. So probably we'll try to, I'd request you rather to try to accommodate a little more time and a bigger hall also. And if needed, maybe lunch can be offered inside the hall itself, so that lunch and the discussion and the presentation can go concurrently. Thank you, Professor Akhtar.
Chinmoy, not only Jalil, the 2023 MAPCON General Co-Chair is here. Sandeep Chaturbedi, he's the 2024 MAPCON General Co-Chair. He's also here, so that we can also request him to have bigger room and more time for 2024.
I didn't see. Oh yeah, Dr. Chaturbedi is also there. You want to add anything, Sandeep?
No, not really, but yes, I'm thumbs up to this proposal, and you have this assurance from me at least.
Okay, thank you so much. So now I hand over the virtual podium to our DAT, Digital Affairs team, who wants to show some of the recorded video from newly formed chapters, and then we have interesting presentation by inter-society officers, Professor Siddiqui and Professor Manoj. But now for the timing, over to CHINMOY for the video presentation of the newly formed chapters. CHINMOY and his team.
Yes, sir. So we are. So should I share my screen?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Just. So is my screen visible?
Yes, please. Yeah.
So this is the video presentation of all the new chapters that are registered in IEEE MTTS. This one is for the IEEE Don Bosco Institute of Technology, Bangalore student branch. Okay, let me play the video.
Yeah, a minor correction. This chapter is in Mumbai, not in Bangalore. This is a very vibrant and very energetic chapter who are coming up with innovative plan. And some part of the video you saw was on some CANSET. I know because Dr. Freda informed this about, and I think our MGHR also mentioned about Dr. Freda. Yes.
Well, let's see the next video of IEEE MTTS Asansol Engineering. So let's move to the next one again.
Hello everyone, I am Rajneesh Kumar, Chair IEEE Microwave Theory and Technology Society, a student branch chapter, National Institute of Technology, Patna, also known as NIT Patna. Under IEEE Kolkata Section Region 10 Asia, the geo code of our SBC is SBC 13191A. We have received official confirmation for formation of IEEE MTTS, a student branch chapter at NIT Patna on 17 March 2023. There are 27 active members having MTT society membership associated with our SBC. The office bearer of our SBC are Dr. Rajan Agrahari is serving as faculty advisor, myself as chair of the SBC. The other office bearer are Mr. Piyush Ranjan as vice chair, Mr. Harsh Gupta as secretary, and Mr. Tribhuvan Narayan as treasurer of our SBC. This is the list of active members associated with our SBC along with their IEEE membership number. In these 20 members are undergraduate and 6 members are graduates. We have organized a 3-day technical event named Impulse 2023. The event was organized on 17, 19 and 23rd April 2023 at NIT Patna campus. Around 150 students were participated in the event. We have received positive feedback from the participants. We have announced our next event on 23rd May 2023. In this event, Professor B.N. Basu, former head at Electronics Engineering Department, Indian Institute of Technology, Varanasi, will deliver lecture on primary aspect of paper writing. After this, we are planning to organize some lectures from industrial experts and academic leaders. We are also planning for few non-technical events in future. In summary, we have successfully conducted one technical event, Impulse 2023, and one technical event to be conducted on this 23rd May. Apart from this, we are planning many more events in future. Thank you.
Yeah.
On to the next one.
Can you please stop the sequence for the time being? We'll do a sub.
Okay.
Yeah. So
sure.
this digital affairs team, they are so energetic from the very beginning. They wanted to form one LinkedIn page for the MTT-S Region 10, and our president, Professor NUNO CARVALHO, is aware of that fact, and he has sent a message also. He's traveling today, And on behalf of the Region 10, I would request NGO Chair Dr. GOUTAM CHATTOPADHYAY to officially inaugurate the LinkedIn page. But before that, I think students have prepared a small video, to make a virtual inauguration kind of thing. So over to the digital team again, and then we'll hear Dr. GOUTAM very briefly, because I know he has to travel, immediately probably. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. So here's a brief, and I'd request Gautam sir and Chinmoy sir and all the dignitaries present here. So to allow me to actually inaugurate it and start the video.
Yes, please
Go ahead.
The sound is not coming.
Hello.
I think
The sound is not coming.
we couldn't hear the sound.
Yeah.
Okay, give me 1 second.
There's an option, share with computer.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Was it audible now?
Yeah, it was good. Thank you. So I'd request Dr. GOUTAM CHATTOPADHYAY to officially inaugurate and say something very briefly. Yeah.
Thank you so much. This will really help. And I really want to thank the digital team for putting it together, because their enthusiasm, when you create a link, because LinkedIn has become the main platform for people who are involved in technical activities. So you can spread the activities that you are doing in that region, as well as you can have, Chinman and we were talking yesterday about maybe hosting some fireside chats with people. I can see a lot of people here, Dr. Dinesh Yadav, I can see their faces, and I saw Nur Singh Pradhan, Sandeep Chaturvedi, and Jawad is here, Professor Manoj is here, so you can actually talk to them. They are all in the top of their game. So when you talk to them and get some kind of bits and pieces of wisdom, that will help all of us. We can learn so much from their experiences. So I think that will be really great. We all should join in the LinkedIn page, and and it goes viral. It kind of, there is some chain effect that once you post something important and interesting, people want to see that. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Unfortunately, I'll have to actually leave because I have to catch a flight pretty soon. So again, it was really, I cannot, express how thrilled I am to see such an event. And I want to thank all of you for joining in. Jawad, sorry, I won't be able to listen to your...
Yeah, but I'll see you in Morocco.
I will see you in Morocco. That is also coming up. Yes. So again, I'm traveling a little bit here and there. I'm also leaving today for Latin America. Myself, our president NUNO, our Region 9 coordinators, Jose Sanchez, as well as Glauco. We are actually traveling 3 countries in Latin America to do our IEEE work. So again, I hope to see you again soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Gautam. You have been an inspiration for all of us, and you are a great leader. We want to see more time and get more attention in all regions, especially in our region, in this part of the country. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, Srinja, you want to add anything on LinkedIn page?
I would request everyone to please go and check out the page, follow it. You can also add us as your, what should I say? You can add our website on your experience page if you are a chapter chair or chapter member of the R10 region. That will help us grow. And please request all of your chapter members to follow this page and post, make a post about us, tag us. We will be very happy to reply to you and accommodate all of your requests. Thank you, especially thank you all to all the dignitaries to help us inaugurate this page, and a hearty thanks to Chinmoy sir to actually motivating me and all my team to help and make this page possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Sinjoy. We want to see 100 subscription now itself because it's a digital. You have the link in the chat box. Click there and just do it now itself. Yeah. So coming back, now I would request Professor Siddiqui, Jawad Siddiqui. He is the chair of IEEE APS site, and as Dr. Gautam also mentioned, the APS and MTT-S are very closed sister societies, and he's also in various other committees of AP Society, the vice chair of the chapter activity committee, and I believe there are many more committees in MTT-S side also, so I don't want to take too much of time. So I request Professor Siddiqui to please talk on the maybe inter-society activities in particular, and maybe you can go in general. Over to you.
Thank you so much for inviting me to this, your MTTS event. Though I'm a member of MTT-S, I am here to advocate for inter-societal activities, because as MTT-S member, you should know that the AP Society, the EMC, the Electromagnetic Compatibility Society, are official sister societies. And there was an issue and an article in MTT-S magazine a few years back where the MTT-S president advocated promotion of members and encouragement of them to encourage members to become members of all three societies, EMC, MTT-S, and AP. There's also advocacy for the encouragement of formation of joint chapters. If you know that the first AP chapter in India, which was formed in Kolkata in 2004, was basically a joint chapter with MTT-S. So there's a synergy between the societies. There are joint publications. There is also a joint inter-societal DL, that is Distinguished Lecture Program, which is coming up. There's a recent call for proposal of DL lecturers for inter-society. So there are inter-societal activities, and that is promoted by both the societies. We know there's an event called MACON, that's organized every year in India. That's organized by APS and APS. There is IMS, IMAS, that is that's conducted in North Africa. It was in Egypt last year. It will be probably Tunisia next year. So again, this inter-societal activities are very vibrant between APS and MTT-S. I head the APS site committee. There is an MTT-S site committee. I would like to see more synergy, more handshaking, more knowledge sharing between these two committees of these two societies. We team up with IEEE Smart Village. The AP Society teams up with IEEE Smart Village. We also team up with we teamed up with the Humanitarian Activities Committee of IEEE last year, so which has been transferred to Humanitarian Technologies Board this year. I would also like to see MTT-S now coming into this board, and we can jointly fund projects and proposals based on humanitarian activities from both our societies. So this will be my advocacy to the regional coordinators and to the MTT-S stalwarts here, and if this message can be sent to them, because it is a win-win situation. When you have a joint chapter, we know that you need a certain number of members for the chapters to stay active, right? So if you have, when we know that there's a significant researchers on antennas and propagation that's pretty active in India or in region 10. So if you have members from both the societies, it helps, by both the societies. It helps the chapters. If a chapter is formed, if it's a joint chapter, it helps the MTT's researchers as well as the APS researchers. So That will be my advocacy. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for enlightening us and talking about the intersocietal activities. I know you are a great leader and you are doing great activities, especially the APS site, and you have personally been the PI of a very successful project from Antenna Propagation Site Committee. I am aware of that. I think many of the people present in the podium, especially the senior folks, are aware of that. Thank you very much for your valuable time, wisdom and suggestion. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, so we have Professor Manoj, who is another inter-society leader. He is the current chair of the EMBS, Engineering in Medicine and Biology. And EMBS is a very vibrant society which is very closely related to the MTT society. So on behalf of the EMBS society, I would request Professor Manoj to enlighten us. Over to you, Professor Manoj. Professor Manoj. Yeah, maybe he has some issue or kind of connection issue. I don't know. We will wait for him to come back. Now we go back to the previous agenda. Professor NUNO had a very tight schedule today. He wanted to talk exactly at 8 p.m. IST, so he scheduled the talk accordingly. But now, due to sudden change in the travel schedule, he's going in a train and traveling towards the airport. There was a last-minute change, so he has sent a pre-recorded video for the audience. So our digital team will play the video message of the president. Over to Srinjoy and the DAT team.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night. It is really a pleasure to be here today to address this inaugural session of a brand new MTT-S chapter. It's really a pleasure to count with new members and to count with the new activities that can be organized in your local chapters. And that's why I think this is a very good moment to show you a little bit of the MTT society. So my name is NUNO CARVALHO. I'm the current president of the society this year, but behind me there is a group of strongly motivated colleagues working towards the society in different aspects of it. So the key members of the society and of the ATCOM at this moment is myself, NUNO CARVALHO. Maurizio Bossi is our president-elect that will become president next year. Valentina Palazzi is our general secretary, and Kamran Gorbani is our treasurer. But behind us, we have a huge amount of colleagues. Actually, the last numbers we count, we have around 260 volunteers working towards our administrative committee in MTT-S. And here you can see some of our standing committee chairs, and they are focusing and they are addressing different aspects of the society, from education, budget, marketing, awards, electronic information, members, geographic activities, publications, IMS, operations. I mean, so you can see we have actually a very wide brand of colleagues working towards the society. And this year especially, we have 3 ad hoc committees, and this year our ad hoc committees are focused on young professionals, on diversity and inclusion, and on industrial engagement. And you can see here Sarah, Cherry, and Debabani, and they are actually focused on these very important topics for the society. And you'll have novelties coming out of this ad hoc soon on how to engage new people in the society, how to engage industry, how to engage young professionals, how to actually lever our society around the world and bring the lots and a significant number of members from different parts of the world to our society. So the MTT society this year changed his name. So we were the Microwave Theory and Technique Society, and starting 2023, we became the Microwave Theory and Technology Society, so that we can accommodate more diversity in our activities. And especially we saw in the last previous years that we are no longer a component based society, but what we are addressing systems as much as we can. And if we look to the MTT scope at this moment, the MTT scope, as it says, goes from megahertz to terahertz. And so it covers a huge and a significant part of the spectrum. And we come from RF devices, components and circuits, RF fundamental, and those were the traditional aspects of the society. But as systems become complex and complex, we can no longer rely on a single component. So we are actually spanning the spectrum, as I said, from megahertz to terahertz, but we have a significant number of activities that are focused on RF systems and applications, including wireless communications, radars, wireless power transfer, RFID, biological effects. So there is a huge multitude of activities that MTT-S is covering at this moment. And let me give you an example. We normally have one mobile phone in our pocket, and if you open a mobile phone, you'll see that inside the mobile phone there are a lot of microwaves. The microwave theory and technology is really in a part of our mobile phone. And if you see, of course, one important aspect is the antennas, but behind those antennas, we have our RF front ends. And our RF front ends in a mobile phone spans from a lot of systems, including the mobile itself. It can be 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G now, but it also includes Bluetooth, also includes GPS, also includes near field communications, also includes a significant number of RF front ends that allows our mobile phone to talk to the world. So our members, our society is really addressing not only the individual components of each one of these elements, but is addressing also the components as a whole. So it addresses the system approach where you combine a power amplifier with a filter, with a mixer, with a local oscillator, with a duplexer, and then we connect the antenna. Well, this is also true if you look to other systems. For instance, I took this image from Boeing, and as you can see here, it says Boeing 787 antennas. And of course, the Boeing has a lot of antennas, but behind each one of these antennas, we have our RF front end. It can be software-defined radio. It can be an active antenna array where you have elements for each one of the antennas. It can be a satellite that behind the antennas, you have the front end. It can be a car, an automotive, autonomous car, where you need significant number of radars. You need the communications. And our MTT-S members are all working on this last part of our RF front end and are working on how to create and how to design a signal and actually transmit that signal and connect to the antenna. So this is really the part of our members and the part of our activities. And for actually discussing and brainstorming these activities, MTT-S put in every year a significant number of conferences around the world where we hope we can receive you and we can receive our members to actually address the rest of the society. So here you can see a snapshot of our financial conferences this year. We have Radio and Wireless Week, which happens normally in January, but we have NEMO that is going to happen in June. We have IMS that is going to happen this year in San Diego, June. And actually, IMS is the biggest show, is our flagship conference. We have WAMICON in April. We have Wireless Power Transfer Conference and Exhibition in June. We have IMOC that is going to happen in October. We have IMBOC in September. We have IMAS that happened in February. We have MAPCON. So there is a multitude of conferences around the world where you can actually meet, you can network, you can brainstorm with colleagues talking on the same language and talking about the needs for the microwave colleagues. So feel free to join us around the world in these different conferences. But we also have a significant number of publications, and we have our transactions, which I believe if you are on the field, you know, which is the Transactional Microwave Theory and Techniques, and now our IEEE Microwave magazine. But we have a multitude of other journals. One of those that I want to address is the Microwave and Wireless Component Letters. This year also changed its name, and now it's Microwave and Wireless Technology Letters. So if you want to publish your paper on letters, we have a brand new journal called Microwave and Wireless Technology Letters that actually came from the previous one called Microwave and Wireless Component Letters. But then we span from terahertz, quantum, multiscale, Journal of Microwaves. We have a multitude of journals, and this year specifically, we also have a new transactions, which is the IEEE transaction on radar systems, which is a combination of different societies, but Microwave Theory and Technology is one of the societies actually participating in these brand new transactions on radar systems, spanning from automotive to more complex radars. And feel free to have a look to the first issue that is already published in IEEE Explore. Well, and about our membership. So we are around 12,000 members at this moment. So this was a significant increase in our membership, and we hope this year with your help, and that's why I'm very happy to addressing you today. With your help, we will become even larger. We will have even larger number of members. And as you can see here, we have a significant number of colleagues around the world, and we have most of the regions covered, IEEE regions covered, and we have members in all these regions. The separation, let's say the difference between our male and female aspect at this moment is around 10%, and we are hoping that we can increase the amount of colleagues, female colleagues joining our membership. Actually, we have a Women in Microwaves that is a very interesting moment where you can share some of the visions from our female colleagues. And you can see that the overall division is around 10% to 82% of male overall membership. But I want to address the students. And if you look to the students, among our students, we have around 38% of female students, which is a very interesting number. And we want to move these as fast as we can to the overall membership so that we have a better and an improved balance between female and male representation in our societies. Well, if we look also around the world, we have a significant number of student chapters and of chapters. And as you can see here, we have a very interesting representation of these chapters around the world. We want to open more chapters, especially student chapters, because they are close to our group of practitioners of microwaves. And in order to actually promote it, we started last year a $1 student membership registration fee. So if you are an IEEE member and if you are a student, what costs to join MTT is $1, and this is very good for addressing and bringing more students to our activities. And I can tell you also that we reduce this year and our membership will move, our full membership will move from $23 to $15 to join MTT Society. So there is not a reason so that you cannot join our activities in that sense. And as you can see, the number of chapters is quite large. It's more than 200 chapters around the world. Feel free to see if around your area you have other chapter, or join or create another chapter like the ones that you are creating today, which are very, very important for our society. And these I already talked. So the student membership is at this moment $1. And this is actually a very good way so that you can actually come to our chapters, you can actually come to our activities and receive our information about what we do around the world. Well, and what are the advantages of becoming an MTT member? Well, you have direct access to all MTT-S publications that I already talked before, and this includes the magazine, the journal, and the letters. You can have discounts if you attend our MTT-S conferences. If you are an MTT member, you have an extra discount to attend our conferences. We have a lot of networking activities with experts on microwaves, so this is also a good opportunity for you to meet the person that probably you read the book that they wrote, or if you know someone in a big entity or a big company that you want to meet, this is the way to go. Well, we have discounts on Wiley, IEEE Wiley books. We have actually a significant number of MTT-S awards. And let me talk especially for students about the MTT-S awards. So we have up to $1,500 awards for undergraduate and pre-graduate scholarship programs, and we have a 2-year selection cycles of 10 student members. And we also give awards of $1,000 to attend IMS. We have up to 12 grants of $6,000 to microwave engineering fellowships, and we have also 2 grants for specific medical applications up to $6,000. So this is really an opportunity, as if you see here, we have a significant number of grants that you can actually apply and you can receive to improve your abilities and to improve your activities within the microwave. So feel free to go to our website and apply to these grants. These are available all over the world, and we want to accommodate as much and as many colleagues as we can in these grants. And let me also say that since you became a chapter, you are eligible to receive a DML to talk in your region locally to your colleagues. And these are the current distinguished microwave lecturers that we have at the MTT Society at this moment. You can go to our website and see what are their talks about, what are the topics they address. And one of these DMLs will go to your chapter once per year and will give a talk there locally to your community. And this is, I think, one of the best assets we have in the MTT-S Society, so that we can network with all our chapters. So this concludes my presentation of the MTT Society. Let me also say that we have a brand new activity where we want to bring back the Smith chart. Smith chart is actually representing the MTT-S Society, and we are going to give away Smith charts very soon to all our members, so that you can use it in your classrooms, or you can use it to design your circuits for RF and microwave activities. So if you have any concern, if you have any questions, feel free to address me by email. Unfortunately, I was not able to travel this time to your location, but as soon as I can, I will travel to the locations as much as possible. And I hope your chapter, your student chapter, will become a huge element in your society and a huge activity in your society that will bring more colleagues to our very interesting field of microwaves. Thank you very much for the invitation today. Thank you.
On behalf of MTTS Region 10, let me place on record our thanks to Professor NUNO BORGES CARVALHO, who couldn't attend in person or in real time due to his conflicting travel schedule, but he made a very fantastic recorded video and sent it to us. In fact, this is the Smith chart he was talking about. Probably many of you have received this. MTTS has sent to all the members. I received it in the last week. This is a coin of MTT Society, because we are celebrating the 70 years. You can see probably the 7 and the 0 is in the form of a Smith chart. Okay, so this is the one Professor NUNO was talking about. So yeah, let us thank Professor NUNO on behalf of the entire region team and on behalf of the MTT Society also. Over to the Digital Affairs team.
Okay, and that was a very inspiring talk from our president. Next, we would move to the presentation that Chinmoy sir would give for the region 10, as well as he will be sharing few details of our region and the DAT team. I will request sir to please go ahead.
Do you see my screen?
Yes, sir. Please.
So good evening, good morning to all of you. I won't take much time because I want to give special emphasis on few aspects because I have already talked a lot, especially for the benefits of the new chapters, the student branch chapters mainly, because this is mainly led by the students and they need to know some of the things. So I have made a generic title, Spectrum of Opportunities from both volunteering and leadership perspective. MTT-S is a very generic and broad society in terms of technical activities also, technical reach also. It covers fundamentals, devices, circuits, active as well as passive. And probably this is a slide probably you have seen many a times, but today is not the day for me to talk technical. So I'll probably tell you about the different components of the society, especially for your chapters, which you can harvest. So, the Microwave Theory and Technology Society, as Professor NUNO already mentioned, earlier it was known as Microwave Theory and Technique Society. In fact, because of the generality and because of the broadness and especially moving into the millimeter wave, sub-terahertz and terahertz, you can call it megahertz to terahertz, but more generic name is Microwave Theory and Technology Society because it is having more and more applications in different kind of things, and because of that sister societies like GRSS, RFID Council, EMDS, etc. are also coming into picture. But beyond the technicalities, you should know about the young professionals, women in engineering and IEEE site. This is a generic initiative of IEEE which is available in all society chapters. So MTT Society is also not an exception. You can probably try to get benefits through these avenues like the YPs. There are a lot of YP initiatives. There is Women in Engineering. We call it Women in Microwave, specialized in the Microwave Theory and Technology Society. And of course, the other one I mentioned, the site. I'll have a special few points on that. So this is our region we are talking about. The region 10 is one of the largest region in terms of the member growth and member statistics, but we are facing a challenge that there is not that much of participation from our female counterparts. That's why the initiative like Women in Microwave, etc. are very important. Currently, we have around 10% of our members who are the MTT Society members. I mean, this is the people with whom you are dealing with for your chapter day-to-day activities, support, and so on. I mean, I am a kind of coordinator between the president and the regional coordinator. Team EILERT was present. She's the NGA coordinator, vice chair of Inter-Society. Dr. GOUTAM is so helpful and such a great leader. We have also Professor NUNO at the helm of the society. And then we have different kind of journals, traditional journals and the inter-society journals, like in this case, electromagnetics, RF and microwave in medicine and biology, then IEEE transactions of quantum engineering, and then other thing, but probably I'll skip this one also. So this is something which is very interesting. I give the reference to Kim for this particular slide. So you see 226 chapters we have, and out of that 98 are from region 10, and out of that 68 plus are from India. I said plus because it is not static. I don't know whether it is now 69 or 70 because there are applications always in process. We have a team who are actually helping out the new chapters initiative and so on. So it's a big number, I guess. So 2023 we have already got 57 funding requests for the chapter activities and 28 workshop funding requests and special requests, etc. But this is more important probably. This is again not a static number. This is the number that I took from OU Analytics on May 11, 2023. The region-wise distribution. You can see the region 10 is really big. We have almost more than 35% of the members of the entire MTT society are from region 10. And a significant part of that is in India. And again, a significant part of that Indian members in region 10 are the student members. And as I mentioned at the very beginning of the event, today's event, that this event is for the students, by the students, and for the benefits of the students. So this is a kind of acknowledgement of the different initiatives from the society side. $1 initiative, special emphasis of the NGHR. I and GOUTAM that traveled in different parts of India, to have new chapters, new members. Professor Paul, who was the former region 10 coordinator, we traveled together also in some places. And these are the new chapters which are initiated towards the end of 2020 and early 2023. I've highlighted few chapters in this list of 18 chapters because they have actually positively surprised us. Some of the chapters are having more than 150 members, which is very big. I think the IEM and IUEM and Huldia Institute of Technology, each of them are very big chapters with huge participation from students and faculty members. And you see the pan-India distribution as well. There are pockets in Hyderabad region, in Bangalore section, in West Bengal, and at the very northeast of NIT Meghalaya. And then you see the extreme south of Kerala, GEC, Wayanad, and then you see in the north, IIT Mandi, very beautiful place, very close to Manali, probably many of you know. And so this is the, the growth, the rate, exponential rate at which the society, especially in this particular region, is growing. Of course, we want overall growth, homogeneous growth, but maybe as region 10 coordinator, I would appreciate if we see a little bit more growth in this particular part of the MTT society. So next, let me move into some of the initiatives and opportunities. I talked about the, Professor NUNO mentioned about the MTT-S conferences, but I'll emphasize a little bit more on UG, PhD and PhD awards, students initiative, and so on. So this is something which is very important. Every year we have multiple calls for the different kind of students awards for MTT-S from the MTT society and the UG level and the PG level. So deadline are April 15 and October 15 normally, and this is the typical call you receive. Being a member, you receive these calls definitely. But this is not only for MTT-S members, others can also apply, provided you have to have some research component in your work and start the research during a little early, so that during your UG or PG course, before you get the degree, you can apply. And the condition is you have to implement that during your tenure as a student. That's why I said applying early is very important. Zlatica Marinkovic, is the chair for the UG award, and you can see some of the recipients in the last call, October 2022. These are the 6 recipients for the UG category, and I see familiar names from our friends, colleagues, including my institute also. Out of 6 recipients, in fact, 3 are from India for the last call, because I was getting a complaint that there is no participation from the region 10 students and Indian students into the UG, UG research category. Then we took special initiative and encouraged people to apply. This is not the full list, but I wanted to show the graduate fellowship recipients also. I believe Opala IIT Kanpur is present over here. She is one of the recipients along with the other recipients. The list is a little big, probably around 10 to 12 people are there, but for the benefits of the region 10 members and region 10 leaders, I would like to mention there are examples sitting in the audience, in the virtual audience. Probably you can talk to her, you can talk to Professor Akhtar how to make a successful case. So once again, congratulations for the recipients. And then chapter funding request, I think this is very important. Already Kim mentioned that we have a very dedicated and a very special channel, very systematic and smooth procedure. At the very beginning of the year, you place your fund request, and you can get a funding request of $1,000 or $500, depending whether it's a full chapter or a joint chapter. On top of that, you can ask for $500 for workshop. This is the typical value, not the upper limit. If you have a very solid plan in place, you can show all the components, all the speaker details, little heterogeneous and different kind of speakers from different region, or maybe you can have a DL speakers also integrated inside your workshop. Then you can make a bigger proposal and the committee will approve higher amount also, but the typical value is 500 USD. I want to give special emphasis on these do's and don'ts. So you try to have a diversification in your activities, special events for young students, because they are the significant shares holders of this society. Try to have some membership development booths, sometimes hands-on session, etc. are very important. Try to have special events or special internships for women in microwave site, young professionals, and you need to have a very wide publicity using the social media, using the IEEE platforms like e-notice, vTools, and so on. And the most important thing is you report your event immediately after it is done in vTools, and there is a direct mechanism that when you are reporting in vTools, you can integrate with your social media page, and it will be automatically going to LinkedIn or your Facebook and so on. But some of the recent, based on some of the recent observations, I discourage to follow these type of attitude or activities. Don't do only online events nowadays. We did great during the pandemic. We had different kind of events on different from different parts of the globe. It was very, very successful. But now we want to go back to the previous mode. We want to have more handshaking. We want to have more in-person discussion. Of course, you can have a couple of speakers in online mode or so on, but don't do only online kind of events. And don't repeat the same set of speakers and same topics every year. This is something which I've noticed in some places. We discourage that. And when you place a workshop proposal, make a detailed planning. You make a flyer, plan the speakers details, then submit. Otherwise, what happens is without a proper information in place, it is very difficult for us to approve sometime. So this is sometime when we are receiving it. So this is in progress. The speaker details, it is under planning. So this is the ho jayega attitude. So at last moment we'll plan. Please don't do that. You make a solid proposal. It may be tentative. Sometimes some speakers due to some last minute emergency and all, it may be changed, but that's okay. But when you're planning and putting a proposal, make it complete. And then don't go for fully online workshop. You can go for, but then for online, I don't think you need that much of fun. So this is very important for your knowledge, because you should know, because we have recently seen some kind of problems that Gautam was mentioning at the section level or in some other level. So that's why you should know the clear path, how the fund is channelized. Once you send the chapter request form, it goes to the MGF volunteer, in this case it is scheme, and then it comes to me, the region, and then we approve it. MGA chair Dr. Gautam approves it, and then the fund is transferred to GIEEE. GIEEE means it is in Bangalore, IEEE Bangalore section, and then it comes to the local section. Then you make sure you have a account, you have a student branch account. If you don't have account, sometimes this is little problem. You may discuss those things because sometimes nationalized banks have some kind of protocols. If you don't follow that protocol, it is a little difficult, but we will try to make some solutions for that. But it would be ideal if you can have a branch account, student branch account, not only for one society chapter, because in under student branch you might have multiple chapters. So you follow this practice. So these are the guidelines and tips I mentioned. Bank account with SB or joint SBC, comply with the banking and auditing norms, and etc. I was talking about the genericity and uniqueness in terms of the event. We are having talks, workshop, and so on. But you see, this is an example where school students are brought in a campus, and they are talked about IEEE and some kind of basic training just to encourage them and enlighten them, something which they might not fully understand, but they will be motivated to see that these are the things which are ahead for them in future. And sometimes you can have an event which is neither technical nor some kind of school involvements and so on, but it's just a social event or some kind of outreach event. What you see over here is just a morning walk with some of the leaders in our society. And then Professor NUNO and Kim mentioned about the DMA. DMA is very important, so apply as fast as possible, do a good study based on demands of the local community and students, and try to collaborate with the other chapters, because when DL is coming from US or Europe or some other place, we should try to leverage the visit across all the neighboring chapters also. So try to involve and collaborate with other chapters, invite them in your chapter, or request that the speaker to visit other chapters also. So this is something probably which you can do. Regarding the science initiative, Professor Siddiqui mentioned about the APS side. This is the current composition and the constituent of the MTT-S side committee. Jose and Dr. Imran, they are the chair of the side committee. Professor Sinohar and myself are representing. We are trying to encourage and take new initiatives under the MTT-S side committee. Probably you'll see about the new initiatives next year. Currently, our reach is not as strong as the APS side, but you can see some of the activities we did in terms of starting some smart classroom with the APS side, COPE, and HACK. I am showing because these are the initiative was taken jointly by APS and MTT-S Kerala chapter, but it was completely funded by APS side. You can see the inauguration of the smart classroom and young kids which are from a very remote school from a hill area, and some of our leaders, officers, and the Scientific Secretary of Government of India present over here during the inauguration along with the local leaders kind of thing. And then this is another smart classroom inauguration in West Bengal. I talked about the site, and I mentioned, Professor Jalil was also mentioning about the chapter chair and the site meeting that we did in 2022, and we are going to have in 2023 MapCon also. You see the enthusiastic faces, the school students, the general chair, Mr. Puneet, Professor Poddar, Professor Akhtar, and other leaders, very senior leaders, Professor Mandol present over here. So this is the amount of enthusiasm, encouragement, and outreach we are trying to do through the site. And you can see some of the photographs of the chapter chair meeting also. And as I mentioned that we are literally struggling to accommodate the chapter officers, give them a slot to speak. And you can see some of the officers. And similar site event was there recently in the IMAS, International Microwave Antenna Symposium at Cairo, Egypt, where Professor, President, former President, and the APS presidents and others also are there. I and Dr. GOUTAM was mentioning site activities. Now let me come to the last part of my speech, which is new initiatives and beyond. Because of the enthusiasm, because of the so many new chapters and etc., the volume of the R10 is something probably which cannot be compared with any other region. So I discussed this with MDHR, and I propose that we need to have a very good team. Otherwise, it is almost impossible, because we have other full-time job, and MTT-S and IEEE is like cherries on the cake. So I need some support with us. Yeah. If you are not a speaker, please unmute yourself. Yeah. So the team of we decided to form a digital team. We created a Google form. Srinjoy present over here, he was leading from the form, and to my surprise, the number of applications to be involved with the digital team was almost a half century, very close to 50, probably 47 or 48. And then we wanted to, and everybody wants to be involved. In fact, some of the young faculty members also showed interest to be involved in many teams. So these are the plans that we are having in place. The MTT-S R10 YP team, who are basically the PhD or postdoc students or industry professionals. And then some of them are very good and they know how to form a new chapters, how to guide in the formation of the petition process and all. And then MTT-S Women in Microwave team, many of you are present, thank you so much. And then just now the LinkedIn page and the social media platform is inaugurated. Let me show our team members. I'm really proud to have very energetic and dynamic team. I mean, this is not static. Again, if more people are interested, please drop a mail to me or Gautam or even to Srinjoy. We will try to involve you and include you. So Srinjoy, Katu, Shupriyo, Sottam, and Vishwajit, the code team, and then we have digital affairs team. They will be involving with different kind of activities, starting from social media handling to graphics to design, visiting the nearby chapters, membership growth, submitting the site proposals that is going to come soon. And you can see it's this pan India, the presentations are there from all student branches and chapters. I can see some of the faculty members, Dr. Arjun Miduri, and it's good, like you are showing that much of enthusiasm and interest. I mean, I wouldn't want to reject anybody, so everybody is included, and will involve each of you in different kind of activities. And this is very important. This is very important because without women team, a system cannot be stable. Probably I won't elaborate that much, but we need a very good representation and very powerful representation and presence in our team. So we have currently decided these 4 dynamic leaders, Kirtipriya, Opala, Boishaki, and Sivada as our film team, but we'll probably update and try to add in future. And then we have young professionals. We have Pallav from IIT Kharagpur has gone for PhD abroad, and Elizabeth, who has just completed the PhD, Nishimo Pradhan, who has just completed PhD and doing postdoc, Gopika, who is at the very verge, at the very end of his PhD tenure. And then this is the team that the MTTS region team formed. But then we have a MTT student ambassador program where Tushar is taking the lead, and these are the people who are identified under MTT student ambassadors in region 10. So we wanted to make a excellent synergy and handshaking between this DAT team and the ambassador team, because both the teams are empowered and have the autonomy to visit, to work for the society, to visit neighboring chapters for engagements, for new chapter initiative and so on. So probably they will work together and come up with better plan. And then planning something more, giving some technical benefits to the students also. Maybe in next meeting I'll tell in detail about that. We are talking about some kind of internship initiative, and be assured that whoever is getting involved as volunteer, as leader, will be recognized in a very big way in an outstanding volunteer award or outstanding faculty advisor award. And I ensure that these will be recognized in a very big platform and in a proper way with signatures and certificates for very important personalities of our society. So thank you very much for listening to us. Once again, I extend most heartfelt thankfulness to my team, the digital team, and all the officers and chapter officers, the young student leaders, and the society leaders for joining and making it a very beautiful evening. So I conclude with this famous quote of Dr. Kalam: learning gives creativity, creativity leads to thinking, thinking provides knowledge, knowledge makes you great. So feel free to reach us, that team, me, MGA chair, team, and of course the president, because MTT society, like APS society, is very, very generic. So thank you very much. Over to the DAT team. I would request some of the DAT members who are identified and who are acknowledged as the future leaders to give a written speech based on what I mentioned and what I showed. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for the recognition and obviously for the help. We are very glad to have you as mentor, and then GOUTAM sir and everyone is very supportive of us. And we all hope, especially to the new volunteers as well as the faculty advisors present here, it is a very earnest request to all of you. Please help the student members in your society to reach us and let them be the volunteers of your student branch chapter, and they can also be included to our team. We want more people, we want better people, and we want more vibrant participation. So I invite all of you, just feel free. Don't think it is a very tough or something that you can't do. We are ready to help you learn, and we are ready to help you be included with us. And that's all from my side. I will request Vishwajit to say something as well.
Good evening, everyone present here. Today I stand before all of you with a heartfelt gratitude for the trust and responsibility that you have bestowed on me. And I'm deeply honored to have been given this opportunity to serve in this specific role. I would also like to express my appreciation to the individuals who have supported and encouraged me throughout this journey. Their guidance and belief in me have been invaluable, and I'm grateful for their unwavering support. Also, I would like to add that I'm committed to working collaboratively with each and every one of you, as I firmly believe that teamwork and cooperation are key to achieving success. To add on, I want to express my deepest gratitude for entrusting me with this responsibility. I'm committed to my best, and I promise to uphold the values and principles that define this position. Thank you all for your confidence in me. And thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity.
Okay, I will now request Satyam to say a few words.
Hello. As Srinjada and Viswadit Bhaiya has said, uh, I would also like to say the same thing, that we are open to for everybody to share their views, to show their creativity, to show some enthusiasm, and be an active participant of our DAT team. That's all from me. Thank you.
And lastly, Shupriyo, you go
Yeah.
ahead and speak something.
Yeah, so respected all the dignitaries present here. So thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity to lead the social media team. So, sir, I'm all basically with your continuous support and with all teamwork, I think that we can propel the IEEE MTTS Region 10 to a new level. Also, sir, with continuous teamwork, I think we can achieve.
I would request Dr. Dinesh, please. You are very valuable and important, leader for the community. Probably the next generation leader, I would say. Please.
Thank you. Thank you so much. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Chinmay Shah sir for this initiative. It is very important to having these kind of interaction among the students, and we are very happy to see so much volunteers in this first meeting of Region 10 of 2023. Thank you so much for your active participation, and I would like to say that in Region 10, the MTT and APS societies all together joining their hands, and they are doing very good. And leader like Dr. Gautam, Chinmay Shah, and the Javed Siddiqui sir, Jalil Akhtar sir, and these people are very helpful from the beginning. If I can say for my chapter, I can say these are the people, those who are making our students' life very easy, because they are in 2018, they have no exposure in RF and microwave field. Now they are having more than 25 publication and research publication, I can say. And one of our student got best paper award in MapCon last year. So this is the thing I would like to say. Every one of you can do this kind of these. They can earn these all type of achievements in their life. Only one thing is required: your activeness, and there is great support available in MTT society. Thank you so much, sir, for hosting this event.
We want written speech from WIM members also, many micro team. Maybe Apala.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Thank you everyone, especially Chinmoy sir and Gautam sir and everyone, all the organizers for organizing this meet. This was really fantastic, and we got to know about all the new chapters and the new faces for this year. And me, along with all the other members, we are extremely happy to be a part of this WIM team of Region 10 committee. And I think we'll work our best in the most possible way to make this as one of the best for this year. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Apala. So what we want, I discussed this with Gautam Da as well. Like probably you can propose some event which will be completely organized by the MTT-S Art 10 Women in Microwave. You can do it on a rotation basis in a convenient time in a year in different student branches. Suppose some year in Kanpur, some here in Kerala, some here in some other chapters, maybe Jaipur and so on, so that it becomes a main platform for the promotion and the female and participation in engineering, especially in the microwave and antenna engineering. But we want the speakers not very old people. We want young students like PhD students or young postdoc students to be the speakers, and of course society president and some of the speakers, the real speakers also you can be. We want this type of event to be conceptualized and be started probably next year, and that's why we wanted to have this subcommittee under the name of Women in Microwave. So anybody else from the WIM committee?
Right, sir. And I would also like to add that whatever events or whatever activities that we'll be going to perform for this year, we can present the entire activity list for MapCon 2023 that would be going to be held in Ahmedabad this year.
Excellent, excellent.
Yeah.
So you want to see some initiative from your side, concept something and get back to us. So we'll try to we'll work together, plan together, and make a very eventful beginning. Okay.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Maybe Sivada or Gopika, we want to hear.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Yeah,
So
Vaishaki,
Vaishaki
yes.
here. Yes, sir.
Yeah, please.
Thank you for organizing such an event which motivates us, which motivates new volunteers and organizing members. And we will definitely plan some Women in Microwave chapter from Region 10. And soon we will contact to you for further arrangements and talks and all those things from new members and new participants like us and PhD scholars, like you have said previously. So we will definitely do that, sir. And thank you so much for including us in WIM membership.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Vaishaki. Yeah. Anybody else from WING or YP, young professionals?
Yes, sir. Sir, this is Shivada here.
Yeah, please, Sivada.
Yes, sir. So, sir, thank you very much for taking this initiative first place. So, yeah, over the past year, as I have noticed, IEEE MTTS Region 10 has undertaken a number of initiatives to empower women, and that we have seen during, we have seen during IMARC and MapCon, we have given best student papers, female student papers to students who performed really well. And yeah, and also we have seen that last few years we have conducted a lot of events where, like in Kerala in 2020 also, and in Kanpur, IIT Kanpur in 2022 we have conducted some events in order to increase the visibility of women. So yeah, in the past we have done a lot of events to increase the visibility of women. So I hope that in future also we will be able to do such initiatives. And yeah, we have a vibrant team out here with Kritipriya ma'am, Vaishagi, Abala, everyone. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that we will be able to do a very good work in terms of Women in Microwave events. So thank you very much, sir, for the initiative.
Yeah. Thank you for very affirmative response from all of you. And we want you to own this event. Our interference or our guidance will be zero. Probably you can have a special session there in MIM, Women in Microwave kind of thing. Okay, so that we can also participate. Fine. Yeah. So, thank you. Chinmoy, you may please take care of the rest of the proceedings, or if you want to ask some other members from your committee to talk.
No, so I would like to mention two things, that the attendance form is already there in the chat box. Please fill it up to get a certificate and be noted that you attended this event. And apart from that, on the behalf of the DAT team, we are still looking for volunteers. So please fill up the forms with great experience records, and please try to come up to us. That's all. And
probably you please request Pradhan to say something. Pradhan is a very young and dynamic student. He's a senior student. He's doing post.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Is he here?
Pradhan, I see his name in the participation list.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, but you are not visible. Yeah.
Good evening, all. Thank you very much, sir, for giving this opportunity. We are really glad to form a team for YP. So for this YP team, we'll sit together like all 4 members. We'll discuss like how to do. Especially we'll focus on MapCon. So for the MapCon conference, how many event related to YP we can organize. We'll make it clear and we'll present it over to you, and that we'll discuss maybe next meeting. As you said, like we'll focus on like offline program. Even though I am in abroad, but still we'll focus on like offline program. We can how many offline program we can arrange. So that will in next meeting we'll discuss. That's what I plan with my team. So thank you very much, sir, and thank you all for giving this opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Pradhan. Yes.
Dr. Sukomal is also here. On your behalf. Dr. Sukomal.
Dr. Sukomal, please. Are you there? Dr. De, I don't see him in the list currently.
I guess he left.
Yeah. Okay, I think anybody who has been shown in the DAD team or ambassador team, you can make a return speech, because I don't see the full tiles because of the huge participation, even though it is slightly reduced now, but still it is close to 70. So anybody want to make a return speech? Okay.
Yes, this is Pallav here.
Yeah. Sorry, Pallav, I missed you. Please, Pallav, please go ahead.
No, it's fine. It's really glad to be part of this team. I remember I was there in the MTT-S chapter chair meeting in Milan. It was my first foreign trip that was completely sponsored by MTT Society. So I'm really glad. A lot of fundings also MTT Society has given me as a graduate, like whole my microwave career is built on IEEE. So a lot of things IEEE has given me. Now it's a huge time to give back to the society, make new students, guide new students. So this is what exactly is required. This is what we really we have learned from Dr. Chinmoy, Dr. GOUTAM, Professor Minal. Like everyone said this thing whenever I meet every one of them. So I would be really happy to be in the team. And yes, Pradhan has already said about the new initiatives to be taken up. So obviously we will be definitely coming up with meetings and would go through proposals and would definitely guide more students. Like specifically, I'm targeting more of undergrads and graduate students so that they can secure good positions outside and come up with new ideas. Thank you. Thank you once again, sir.
Yeah, I just take 1 minute. You see, Pallav, and I think there may be more names, but I know a few names, so I'll mention like Pallav, Sivada, and probably Pradhan. They have been immensely benefited due to the IEEE network in IEEE platform and so on. Sivada's case I specifically know because she was doing undergrad here in a college in Kerala. She was involved with IEEE activities. She was getting mingled with us, and then we helped her in technical ways. Also, he did a project with our group, and her Shaptoshi Ghosh from IIT Indore was also involved, and now she's doing her higher studies in IIT Kanpur. Similarly, Pradhan started his PhD at NIT Trichy, and he was because of IEEE forum we get connected, and he was in touch with many of the things. And now I'm really privileged to see he is getting a very high quality postdoc in abroad. And then there are many such cases. So this is the benefits all of you should try to get from the IEEE networking, from the society networking, be it MTT-S or RPS or any other society which is close to your heart or close to your technical interest. So this is a general comment I wanted to mention. Again, over to our digital team.
I guess we have covered all the agendas of today's meeting. We are open to questions. If anyone wants to post a question on the chat box, we are happy to answer.
Do you have any other pending video that you wanted to display, or it is over?
No, sir, it is over. I guess it will take a lot of time if we have to do it. If you say, we'll obviously do it, but our time is already over.
Any recently for new chapters which is not covered, if you want to just make it.
Yes, sir, we have the UEEM MTTS and IEEM MTTS videos, the recent ones. Apart from that, we also have I guess, Ramaiah Institute of Technology from Bangalore.
Maybe you run that one. And
Okay,
one
okay,
from
sir.
Hyderabad and one from Bangalore. You select randomly. I don't
Okay,
have
sir.
to tell the name. Yeah.
Okay, sir. I'll just do it. So I hope my screen is visible.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I'll jump up to this video, and this is from UEM Kolkata, University of Engineering Management, based on Kolkata, and it is a new chapter. Lots of participations are from there. I guess Payans, the faculty advisor of this chapter, is also present in the meeting. So I'll be playing their video now. Okay, that was the video from UEM Kolkata. Then we will move to.
Yeah, this is very important because it is from Meghalaya.
Yes, sir. He's from NIT Meghalaya. I guess their chapter chair will be speaking something.
Hello everyone, I am Gaurav Bhargav and I am the chapter chair of Student Branch Chapter NIT Meghalaya. Welcomes you on this IEEE MTTS Art 10 Meet 2023. Our chapter was recently approved on 20th April 2023, and I would like to show my heartily gratitude to the region art and coordinator, sir, on behalf of our branch counselor, Dr. Anup Dandapat, sir, and Dr. Shubhankar Majumdar as a faculty advisor. So I just want to show something that we have the active participation in the IEEE MTTS, and these are the 16 members, including the PhD, BTech, and MTechs. So the activity we have done is that we have conducted the election and declared the name of the persons for the respective branch committee positions, that vice chair, secretary, deputy secretary, and treasurer. We have recently applied for opening the bank account, which is mostly required for the funding request, and we will going to collaborate with the IESC for organizing one conference. We have also prepared a plan to organize the expert talk in upcoming 6 months. Okay, this is our team. Thank you all.
Sinjay, you take one from Hyderabad and one from Bangalore.
Yes, sir. Okay, so this is from the Ramaiah Institute of Technology. This is from the Bangalore section.
Hello, I am Meenakshi Kshitija, Chair of MTT-S IEEE from Ramaya Institute of Technology. Here is introducing our chapter MTT-S.
Hello, this is Prasanna, Vice Chair, MTT Student Chapter, IEEE. Hello, this is Neha Kantikar, and I am the Secretary of IEEE MTTS.
Hello, I am Prince Kumarja, Co-Secretary of MTTS IEEE.
Talking about the list of events our chapter had scheduled, we had a webinar in collaboration with Aveiro Institute of Technology in the month of March. This mainly focused upon evolution of RF and microwave technologies, which was held by Dr. Bozzi from the University of Pavia, Italy. We further look upon organizing many other technical talks along with a decibel hack and workshops in the near future. Thank you.
Okay, so that was from Ramaya. We have one. So I do not know the reason, but this is SKIT.
Yeah.
Bit late?
Yes, go ahead. After this, you take one more.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
I just want to add about the SKIT Jaipur chapter. It was started long back in 2008, but you can say it started last year. Again, the new member, Women in Micro Engineering, Dr. Shubhi, have taken this initiative. So just I want to mention to all of you.
Thank you, Dinesh. We have to take help from seasoned people like you, because there are few chapters which has gone inactive.
Yeah.
I have a list where we see there are 10 chapters which were initiated in 2018, 2019, and then there is no follow-up. They did not ask for fund. They did not update their chapter directory. I think we can work on, with support and help from, people like you. Thank you for mentioning that. Yeah.
So only one video is left from IEM Kolkata.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay, so this is from Institute of Engineering and Management, Kolkata. And incidentally, I also belong from this institute. And so we'll be sharing our institute's video now.
Please.
Okay, so that was all of the videos.
This was indeed a big bang because we have never seen a chapter which is getting inaugurated with almost 200 members. So in Gautam, myself and Professor Kaul visited sometime last year. We gave them a mandate to try to inaugurate the chapter with 50 members, but they came up with 150 members. And then they are very close to double century now. So congratulations to the entire team, the college authority, management, and young stars and faculty members like Dr. Govindo, Sinjoy, and his whole team. And they are not doing only good for them, they are mentoring and the guiding others also. So a big round of applause for all of them.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So I will be stopping the sharing now. Okay, so I can see a question on the chat box that Ronak Kyle says that how can I volunteer in the graphics team for that? I have missed out the form fill up. I'm interested to volunteer for the graphics team. So you can do one thing, you can reach out to our LinkedIn page and we will accommodate you accordingly.
And maybe somebody can share your email ID so that
yes, sir. Sure. I'll be sharing.
Just write your email ID in chat box. Somebody from the team, the DAT team. Please note down the email ID and reach them. We'll include him.
Sir, basically Ronak belongs to our college, Asansol Engineering College, and he is currently the student branch chapter APS chair of Asansol Engineering College.
Very good. Yes, this is our open session. It's already a little late, but we can take some queries, some suggestions, some kind of new thoughts from your side. Yeah, you see what is Shulogna telling? I know Shulogna because I recently visited them.
Actually, they are asking for the Haldia video presentation.
So you have the presentation with you?
Wait, sir, let me look. No, sir. Oh, I most probably think that there was a issue with their submission link and we could not access the file. And I actually
we'll have
sent
series of meetings. In the next meeting,
yes.
The next meet too, will ensure that you send a properly compatible video. That team, please get back to her. What is the issue, and make sure that that video is presented fast in the next meeting, which will be meet two, probably sometime in September, October, and then we'll have the next meeting during MapCon, which will be in-person meeting. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Anything else from anybody? If not, probably, maybe we'll know it if there is some points.
Sir, I think we must have a group photo now before leaving.
Yeah. I'll request everyone to turn on their cameras. Kindly, if you can do it.
Yeah.
And Shulokna, don't worry about it. You can just mail on my mail ID and we will accommodate your video as soon as possible. Okay, I will request Satyam to take a snap as soon as you can. Please wait for everyone to turn on their camera.
Yes. I was waiting for that.
Okay, I hope most of them have turned it on. So let's have a snapshot.
So it has been taken. Thank you, everyone.
I see Nilanjan present in the audience. I would like to ask Nilanjan to say something. Nilanjan is one of the young students who visited MapCon 2022, and he made an excellent speech during the valedictory session. He probably attended a small part of the conference. He came on the last day, but he made a nice speech. So Nilanjan, please speak for a minute or so.
Okay, so hello everyone. First of all, I would like to wish you all good evening and good morning. Okay, so few a few days back, I got the opportunity to represent my branch in the IEEE MapCon that was held in Bangalore. And that was the first time in my life that I've gone to such a big conference. And thanks to you, Chinmoy sir, for giving in the confidence and giving me that push up that yes, Niranjan, you can do it and go to the stage and rock it. Thank you, Chinmoy sir. Thank you, our branch chair, Mr. Bishoda, and also our branch counselor, Mr. Chitresh Sharma, and also to each and every member. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Yeah, thank you, Nilanjan. Anybody else? Because this is an open session, you can have your thought or comments. Otherwise, probably it is getting late now for few of us, and then we will conclude. Thank you so much, Kim. I see you are still there. I know you had a very busy day. It was very early morning when you started, and thank you so much for being with us. Yeah. Okay, probably we are almost done. Any other formality?
No, sir. We have completed it. I hope everyone has felt the fun.
I just mentioned that on behalf of the MTT-S Region 10, on behalf of GOUTAM, on behalf of President, on behalf of everybody, I would like to thank all of you for wholehearted our overwhelming response. Most sincere thanks to the DAT team. I'm really relieved that I have such a strong team at the back for each and every event. Probably big events like MapCon and all also will be benefited because of your skill sets, because of your enthusiasm and so on. I don't want to add anything more because I have spoken a lot. Probably on behalf of the DAT team, somebody can propose a formal vote of thanks. Yeah, maybe Enjoy or whoever. Yeah.
Okay, sir. So I'll just like to end by saying that we are very glad because MTTS exists. We have an opportunity to speak to every one of you. And honestly speaking, starting from Chinmoy sir to GOUTAM sir to NUNO and then Miss Kim over here, everyone has been very supportive and they all are very supportive. So as I have been saying, we are ready to accommodate you. Just reach us. And thank you, everyone. Thank you, all of the dignitaries, for staying this long, for joining the meet and encouraging us in our endeavors. And we hope we would be able to reach out to you at our earliest and with our best response. Thanks once again for all the students, faculty members, dignitaries, and all of the others, whoever is here. Thank you for staying this long for almost 2 hours and listening to everything we had to say. I would like to once again add one thing, and that is very important. I have seen there are a few chapters that they are willing to make more, what should I say, involvement. Please reach out to us. We'll help you. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Good night. And to those who are having the morning, please have a nice day ahead. That's all from my side.
Thank you very much, and please subscribe the LinkedIn page to encourage the young students, the DAT team. We want to see the number reaching 100 at least by this weekend. Okay, thank you everybody, and we have a very vibrant WhatsApp group also. I am normally posting some news and information along with email in the WhatsApp group also. Please be active and be responsive. And thank you so much. Yeah, good night to all of you, and good day and good afternoon.
So I would like to add one thing. We have already reached 80 followers.
Oh, great. Congratulations. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. You may leave now. Bye.
Bye bye.
We should end the meeting. Should we end the meeting?
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Shupri, I guess you can end the meeting for
Yeah. Just a second.